Yo, Chris from Beers in Japan here, and I'm again with my friend Kevin. We're actually doing the video. If you saw the previous video on the pizza one, I'm not sure which order I'm going to load these in, but anyway, we're doing 3 videos here together today, so make sure you check them out. The one about pizza, gross, disgusting cod sperm pizza. Takoyaki, which is like these octopus balls, and 3, this one we're doing now. Chris here. I just want to say, please subscribe to this channel for awesome content every week. Kanpai, which is cheers in Japanese, and now back to the show. I have never lived in Osaka. Okay, I've never lived in Osaka. I've been a lot. I live in Kyoto. I live in Tokyo. Kevin loves Osaka. He says this is the best city to live in all Japan, and he goes on and on and on about it. So that might be interesting to talk a little bit about his experience in Osaka. And yeah, so first of all, Kevin. For you guys don't know who Kevin is, you probably should if you watched any of these videos. But he's a very famous YouTuber. He runs, in my opinion, the best recipe cooking show on all of YouTube. It's been around for about 4 years. It's called Kuma's Kitchen. You should definitely check that out.
Here in Kuma's Kitchen, our mission is to make cooking fun again. Fun to cook, fun to eat.
If you like cooking food and you want some easy, good, most of them you think affordable, are there any expensive ones?
Oh yeah, pretty affordable. Yeah, I mean, mostly, yeah.
Yeah, mostly affordable.
Basic food.
Basic foods you can make at home and whip up and taste awesome, like restaurant quality. His channel is the one to follow. So, Kevin. Yeah, first question, why Osaka? Just tell us a little bit why you came. And
Well, when I first came to Osaka, I didn't even know what Osaka was, okay? So I got a phone call. I was supposed to go to Germany to build a condominium, like a dormitory for Dresden University. Visa was taking forever. I used to build houses. So at that time, somebody else called me up and said, hey, I hear you're willing to go to other countries. You want to go to Japan? I'm like, yeah, what the hell, right? I never even thought about it. I mean, I saw Shogun. That's all I knew about Japan. I saw the movie Shogun, that mini series. And the guy says, you want to go to Japan? And he says, Osaka. I'm like, where the hell's Osaka? He goes, well, you know Kobe? I'm like, oh yeah, okay. It was in the news. They had the big earthquake and all that. This is 1996. So I said, yeah, okay, sure. 2 weeks later, I'm here. The only words I knew were from Shogun itself and sayonara. So I knew like 4 words. I knew konnichiwa, arigato, wakarimasen, which means I don't understand. I use that one a hell of a lot because I did not understand what anyone was saying. So yeah, that's how I ended up in Osaka. We built a house in Mino.
That's really funny. 96. That's the year I came over to teach English. I was in the JET program teaching English in Kyoto. Yeah. That's interesting. That's really, really interesting. I graduated university in 96.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was a little bit older.
Yeah. Okay. So, what were your first impressions of
Osaka? Well, okay. Yeah. Thing was that what I really liked right away. Like at first, we were stuck out in Mino. Right. We're going out. We were at Osaka Station. So they put us in this really nice apartment there. Although, okay, first night in the apartment was kind of funny because we get in there and we're like, first of all, where's the toilet? Yeah, because you walk in, there's a bathroom, and there's a bathtub. Now, usually it is kind of right next door, but this one was not. It was over in the entryway. We're looking at, and there was this big hole in the center, one side, which is actually, I found it was for a washing machine, but we're looking at it going, that's not where we're supposed to go to the bathroom, is it? We didn't have a clue. Like, there was 3 carpenters. We didn't have a damn clue. And finally, somebody found the toilet. There's a toilet here. Oh, thank God there's a toilet. Then
was it a Western style or a Japanese style?
I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember. I think it was a Western style actually in this one, yeah.
Okay. For those who don't know, most of the toilets these days are Western style, the normal sit-down ones. But it used to be, they saw Japanese style, but it's actually Asian style because it was like
squatters.
It was like this in Korea and Taiwan and China, other places too. So the hole in the ground, a little like squatting hole in the ground one. But now they still exist, but it's pretty hard to find.
Oh no, well, railway stations.
Oh yeah, railway stations.
Yeah, still got them a lot, yeah. So anyways, then we walked into these rooms. Okay, so we the tummy rooms, right? Walk in there, and we're looking. Where do we sleep? Right? I mean, where the hell do we sleep? And then you know the oshiere. We have a thing called oshiere. It's like a closet, but it's got sliding doors, and it's way deeper than the ones they have in Canada. So I mean, these things are they're 9-10, which is just under a meter deep. And in here was all the bedding. I'm like, all right, got the bedding. Do we sleep in these things? And I'm
You're thinking you're sleeping in the closet.
yeah. I'm thinking Norway they do that, right? They have these little rooms that they sleep in. I'm thinking, do Japanese sleep in closets? I'm thinking to myself, but they're kind of short. I'm 187 centimeters. I'm gonna fit in this closet, right? So I thought, no, I'm not gonna sleep in the closet. I hauled everything out into the room because tummy mats, put it down, slept there. It wasn't until the next night we watched a TV show, and they're like, at one point, we did it right. Those people are sleeping on the floor. That's what we're supposed to do. We did not have a clue.
You might have. Before you come to Japan, it might have been a good idea to pick up a book about Japan.
I had 2 weeks.
Yeah, you could have read it on the airplane.
Yeah. I had 2 weeks to prepare. I learned on the plane. I learned ich ni sanshi, which didn't work at all because that's only for some things, but not for other things. It was just like when I got here, and at first I went to order something like that, and I'm like, yeah, san, and they're like, you mean mitsu? What the hell? No, I said san. What's this mitsu thing, right? Yeah, and
there's 2 ways to count in Japanese.
oh, there's like more.
Yeah.
There's 3, and then there's the old way.
2 main ways. Right?
Iro ha hi ho.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, 2 main ways to count, and he's right. There are other ones, but 2 main ways to count. So what happened there was the lady. He was saying what they teach you in textbooks, but for the first counting system. And later on, as you get more advanced Japanese, they teach you the other one. And they teach you some of the really advanced ones later on. But anyway, so she was saying the more advanced counting system, and he was all confused. Basically, to sum that up.
And we also, you know, like when we count, it's like if it's something long and narrow, it was pon, ippon. You know, it's flat, it's mai. And so there's all these different ways. It's confusing when you first get here.
Yeah, it's confusing. Yeah, it's true. When I first came over to Japan, I actually I picked up the book Culture Shock. Now you can go on the internet, but back when I was the internet was still, 96. The internet was
just starting then.
Yeah, it was still there, but we were using it, but it wasn't like a big deal. So I bought Culture Shock, and I started reading it like a week before I came over, and by the time I hit Narita Airport, I had finished the book. So I was somewhat prepared. I mean, obviously reading something in a book and then actually experiencing is a totally different thing.
Different.
But at least, you know, it wasn't. Like, for example, when I showed my apartment in Kyoto, my first apartment when I moved to Kyoto was the Board of Education, because I was teaching English this time, got me a Japanese-style apartment. So literally, it was on the floor and stuff, and I wasn't shocked by that at all. I mean, I had read about it, and I just did it.
Yeah, we should have read that book.
By the way, we should tell people, that is Osaka Castle, Osaka-jo in Japanese. This is one of the most famous tourist destination spots in all of Japan, period. In all of Japan, not just Osaka, but all of Japan. When you get to Osaka, you absolutely need to come check it out. It is. I've been inside there twice. It's spectacular.
Outside? Inside?
Yeah. I liked it.
Really? I've never been inside. Can you believe it? I've lived here 25 years. I've never been inside that castle.
Okay, you're missing. Outside's great. No, inside is really cool too. For one, you can see a lot of Osaka. You got the views are incredible.
Okay, from the top would be pretty
cool.
Yeah.
Plus, they got all these little like statues and artifacts and historical things. I mean, spending a good 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours there is a education in Japanese culture and history.
Okay, one day.
It's really, really. I can't believe
I don't do the culture thing. Have you ever heard the thing? Okay, we got 3 types of foreigners. Okay, or gaijin here in the Hanshin area. This is called the Hanshin area around here, and we've got the Kyoto guys, okay? So Kyoto are the cultural gaijin. They like to go to temples or shit like that. Then we got the Kobe ones. Well, the Kobe ones, they don't even integrate. They just kind of hang out in their little groups and stuff like that. We don't even talk to them. And then you got the Osaka ones. And Osaka's always been the party gaijin. I'm a party guy.
I'm a little bit of a partier, or at least I was a partier. Now I'm older, but anyway,
old.
I do care a little about the culture and the history. What's the best parts? What's the best aspects of coming to Osaka? Why should people come? What should they check out? What would you recommend?
In Osaka?
Yep.
Food.
I mean, I have many things as well, but I mean, it's his show, his town. I'm gonna let him.
Yeah. Well, of course, number 1 is the food. I mean, we're known for that. We're the Japan's kitchen, right? You know, this place, people here are obsessed with eating, which is weird because I mean, you don't see many fat Japanese, right?
No.
But still, people are obsessed. TV shows are all about eating and food, and you know, everything we talk about is food. We go, even my wife and I, we go traveling somewhere, and the first thing what was the food like in that country type thing, right? Yeah, Osaka's got great food, great little restaurants. What I really like, okay, one of the things I really love about Osaka is it's not a big city. It's a big city, but it's not.
It's like 8 million people, right?
Yeah.
8 million.
Yeah.
8 million, so that's a pretty sizable city.
Well, it's as big as my home country of Switzerland.
Oh, I see.
Exactly. There's 8 million people in Switzerland. So I told my friend that, he says, we've got 8 million in my whole country. I'm like, yeah, we got them all in one place, okay?
Yeah.
But
so that's a pretty big city.
It's a big city, but the thing is, the feeling is not like that. It's like we have all these little neighborhoods, and it's like their own little towns. Like I live in a place called Teradacho. It's its own little town. You know, we're separate from the rest, really. We got our own style. I don't know, everything. So
Osaka's cool. A bunch of small towns?
It's like a whole bunch of small towns that are all together in one place. So that's cool. But yeah, places I would go, like if I was here, of course, the castle. There's definitely, even just if you don't go inside, he says it's great. I don't know, I've never been in there because I heard it's just concrete. I like Himeji Castle, actually. I'm from Osaka, but I like Himeji. But just walking around the grounds and stuff, it is pretty cool. If you ever get a chance to come at night, when they get the lights up and all, oof, beautiful. But the other thing is like going to places like Shinsekai.
Shinsekai is really great. I've been there a couple of times. It's awesome.
It's cool. And you get that little Janjan Yokocho, the little narrow. Now, a lot of tourists will come to Shinsekai and they will never go down Janjan. You can see them. I've seen them come looking there. They don't know quite what's down there. But it's the coolest little place. It's this little alleyway. And in it, there's like shogi, which is the Japanese chess. Little guys are in there playing shogi. There's shooting galleries and kushikatsu.
Yeah, I was going to back you up here. You talked about the other place, but you brushed over Shinsekai as if like every person watching this video has heard of it.
Okay.
So please, Shinsekai is awesome, cool place, but
what's it about?
Yeah, what's it about? Tell them what it is.
So basically, Shinsekai means New World. And it was New World about 110 or so years ago. And it's got this old tower, which at that time was one of the tallest buildings. I mean, now it's like nothing. But I think the third time now they built it because it got burned down, it got bombed in the war and all this kind of stuff, right? But it's a cool area. When I first came here, I lived nearby there. And at that time, it was all Yakuza hanging around there.
I see.
Like you'd come through Shinsekai and they'd be
Yakuza is the Japanese mafia.
Hanging around here with sunglasses on and stuff, you know, and you just didn't fuck with them.
Yeah, of course you don't fuck with them.
You know, Yakuza, the thing is, like, okay, Yakuza, like, I boxed with a Yakuza guy. Great guy, really nice guy. Don't cross him.
Yeah.
Don't owe him money. Don't have business dealings with him. Yeah. But otherwise, nah. Especially the higher ups in Yakuza are great guys. I mean, they're members of society, really. However, again,
don't do business.
Owe money.
Don't owe money. Don't do business. What else do they know about Osaka?
What else about Osaka? Okay, well, of course, there's the Dotonbori.
The big river going through Osaka where the people drink and hang out. It's awesome. I've been there several times.
And I haven't been there for a long time. You know, I quit going there when all the tourists started coming because it was just getting packed with tourists. And it was, I was like, sometimes you'd wonder, am I still in Japan?
Yeah.
And it was just so hard to get through there. But now it's really good because, of course, because of COVID, we don't have tourists. So it's much more open again. But that was a place I used to hang out a lot when I was first here because I lived nearby in Daikokucho. And I'd go up there and that's where I went drinking. And, you know, it wasn't a far stagger to get back home from there, so it was great.
A cool thing about that area is there's a place called American Mura, which is American village, and there's a lot of bars and restaurants. That is, if you're into nightlife, that's one of the best places to go. In fact, I've been there a lot back. Not now that I'm an old man, not so much, but when I was younger, back in my 20s.
Yeah, you remember Underland?
Which was just couple years ago.
Do you ever go into Underland? Down near Triangle Park.
No.
Underland, meat market, total meat market.
I can imagine.
Man. We used to hit there at the end of the night. A couple times I don't remember too well what happened there.
Probably things you don't want to talk about on camera.
Probably not, yeah.
All right, so what about, I know you're not a big sightseeing guy and I get that, but I'm sure that just off the top of your head or place you've been, what are the top 3, 4, 5 places people must see other than Osaka, Joe?
Other than Dotonbori, Shitenno-ji. Shitenno-ji Temple Complex.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
They've got that 5-tier pagoda. Yeah. I've only been there once actually. couple of years ago, a friend of mine started up a little tour company here, and I was helping him out because I'm one of the few people here who's a foreigner, has a driver's license, and knows Osaka very well, and can speak Japanese. So he's like, dude, can you help me out? So I was driving for him, and yeah, I took some tourists up there once. I was like, oh, I should have gone up here before. It's really cool. But the whole temple complex is pretty cool inside, so that's definitely a place I would say to go to.
Okay.
Other than that, let's see. Well, we made a sky building. That was pretty cool. I had a couple of architects here and asked me, can we go there? I'm like, hell yeah, okay. It wasn't on the itinerary, but I'm like, sure, let's do it. And it was pretty cool up there. You get a great view across all of Osaka. So, and of course, the new Harukas building. You go to the top of Harukas, you get a view that's just unbelievable because that thing's like over 3,000 meters up. So it's the tallest building in Japan. Yeah.
And there's one other one. Actually, remember you introduced, you actually suggested. I sometimes when my woman and I come down, I'll say, Calco, I need an idea. Just getting bored doing all. My woman wants to do a new date every time. It's when you've been together as long as we have, it's tough.
Yeah.
Challenging. So anyway,
you run out of places to go.
Yeah, I run out of places to go. Okay, so
what
you suggested that museum where they have a replica inside. Okay, so in this museum, it was really cool. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, I've seen it on small scales, but this was in a massive museum where they replicated old style Japan.
That's
I mean,
here too.
From like, you could see buildings from like the 1700s and people, what they wore. They had miniature like people and miniature horses, and it was fucking cool. I mean, when he first told me about it, I was like, but then I went online, I looked at the reviews and got raving reviews, and then we went there, and it was a good 2-3 hour fun event. What's that place called?
Osaka Living Museum.
Osaka Living Museum. So if you just want to, experience what old Japan was like back in this, day, 1700s and that time, and you want to do it in a quick little shot and go to a place where you can see it all. That's a cool place.
And definitely, if you get there's a couple of old guys there who kind of like act as guides. Latch on to one of them.
Yeah.
Because we went there, and my wife and I were walking around. This guy came up first, and he talked to us. And he's kind of like, he's a little hesitant in English, of course, right at first. And then he found out we both spoke Japanese. He latched on to us, and he took us on a guided tour. It was the coolest thing. Like, he told us about every little house. He told us about all the way people lived and stuff. And it was like, man, this is pretty cool.
No, it was really fascinating. I messaged him after saying I was a little bit, I'm not sure, but I was stuck with an idea, so the best idea I had at the time. So I did it, and then I was like, wow, it was pleasantly surprising. It was a great time. All right, so if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss upcoming videos. I'm gonna keep bringing you interesting content. This is the channel to watch if you love Japan, you want to visit Japan, you want to learn more about Japan, maybe you even want to live in Japan. Comment below if you have any suggestions about what you want me to cover in the future. Please like this video because it really helps the algorithm. Hey, if you dislike this video, let me know too. Dislike this video. I mean, I can learn to make better video content going forward. Sure. And yeah, anything else you want to say?
Well, yeah, he just said if you want to live in Japan, now be careful. I came here for 2 months. I was supposed to be here only for 2 months to build a house up in Mino. 25 years later, I'm still here. It's a pretty addictive place.
I was come here in a year or two to teach English, and 25 years later, I'm still here too.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know a lot of people like that.
Yep, it happens.
Yeah. All right, cheers or kampai. All right, and please subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.